Hey guys, this is Jules. Just wanted to share with you some little treat bags that I made. I guess they're supposed to be for Halloween, but I did do a couple of Halloween ones and then one that's just a typical fall one or fall colored one. I made like these two are from Tim Holtz's dye in the bag. And I thought they were going to be a little bit bigger, but they are actually really cute and really fun size for something like this, like a little treat bag. I really like these. And then another one that I made, I was kind of thinking about the last challenge that I made, the pencil case slash sleeve. And I remember in the video, I mentioned to you guys that, it could be used for, for this challenge for this month. So I'm like, you know what? I can do that with this one. And I had a couple of extras, but I only made one, which is this one. So I recycled the paper roll. I thought these were look so cute. I used pink Paisley's paper and all the pictures of everything, almost everything that I use in the product list and stuff will be on my blog as I try to do. But this is for our October challenge for Wild Orchid Crafts design team. And I really think it's so cute. The thing that I did not do was I didn't do the actual stitching onto the paper roll because it's really thick. I didn't want to break my needle on my machine, so I just stitched the paper and then I glued it down onto the roll, and then when I flattened it on this end, I just used some hot glue in there. So on the fall bag, I used some Bow Bunny paper, and it's got like bright turquoises and bright oranges, and then your traditional fall colors with the greens and oranges, tans, golds, and things. You can see some of the turquoise or the teal inside there, but it's really bright. And yeah, I took the little stamens out of the center of the flower and added one of their flat back pearls. I can't remember the size of this one. That'll be over on my blog as well on the product list. So, and actually I'm starting to put them on the bottom under the video here so that those that are on YouTube don't have to really go to my blog if you don't want to, but the list will be there for you, okay? This was really cute. And this one I think is my absolute favorite. I am not a purple person. Never really played with purple, except for a double layout I did for Anna. That's another pink paisley paper collection. And I love it, but I don't normally go with purple. But I wanted to do something a little shabby with a hint of grunge. So this is kind of a shabby grunge kind of a look. It has the seam binding the soft colors of the creams, soft colors of the sage green in the paper, and then comes a purple, then the black, and I really love this. So I think the size is so perfect. It's like for a deck of cards. So this is like something you can give to coworkers or something. This one's something you can give to kids for like their classroom or something if you have enough of these. And you don't even have to use the paper rolls to make these. You can just cut, I'll have it in my video tutorial, the size of this particular roll. This one's for like the kids, and then you can give this one out for something like Thanksgiving lunch or Thanksgiving dinner. So there you go. I just wanted to share that with you guys, and that's my project for our October treats bag or treats something for Wild Orchid Crafts. If you want to see the tutorial, here it comes. So this is the Hocus Pocus paper, and I went with the polka dotted one. And my paper roll is 4 inches long. So I'm first going to cut it down to take an inch off first, then stitch it, and then I'm going to cut it down so that the stitch will fit at the bottom of the roll. First using some ATG tape and edging the opening there with the black paint dauber. Then distressing the sides and the edges of, should have done that first before I put the tape down, but things happen, whatever. Some more ATG tape, and then I'll use the liquid to kind of help hold it down because this glue works really well with paper on paper. Then I'm just going to clip this down and it'll just hold it so it'll dry nice and even. Some more edging of the black paint dauber. So I'm just going to use some hot glue here to adhere the ends so that they stay really nice and closed and tight. So this is Wild Honey Distress ink, and I'm just going to rub it all over my yellow seam binding, spray it down with some water to get the ink spread across everywhere on the entire piece of ribbon. Wrinkle it up and then heat set it. And then just kind of keeps it all wrinkled up like that. So using some hot glue just to glue down the Guipure lace at the end there. Set that aside. I'm going to start painting this with some gesso just to get some texture onto this grunge paper. And then once that dries, using the black paint dauber. And then after that, I spray it with Frolic in the Forest black. And that just has that green tinge to it. Now with these projects, I did paint onto the stamp and then stamped it down. So just did some paint stamping. And that just gives it a different little texture on the image when it's after it's stamped. So it's going to give it a little background. And I know that arrow on the right side of the title is a little crooked, but it's not a big deal. It was a scrap piece of paper and it was all right. So I'm just going to put it on some dimensional so that it stands out from the orange piece of designer paper. And this is an Ivory ribbon, the satin ribbon, the same one that I used for the bag that's coming up next. I used some green distressing, and I can't remember which one it was. And I just use it to make a quick little bow. Just something small and flat. I'm just going to punch the holes there on the side so that I can hang the ribbon through that. And this shade of orange just it was just a perfect shade and it matched the paper great. So just making some knots on both sides. That way it makes a little hanging piece and kids can carry that. I like this jute ribbon, you guys. It's pretty stiff, but I like it for a lot of cool, it gives a lot of cool texture and it's so alterable. You could change the color to these things so easily. So I'm just gonna hot glue the ends there so that it stays really well and then glue down a couple bats and that just gives it a great touch. Great look for Halloween. These are the tiny little flat back pearls and I wanted to use and try to use a little tiny one, so I'm just gonna color up this flower. It's way light, really light, and I wanted it to be very poppy like the ribbon was, so that's why I painted it with the same color ink so that it matches. Just the one flower I think is enough. Very cool dye, this dye. I didn't think I was gonna like it as much or so much, but I do. So here I just scored it all and measured that, and it's 4x3. And I'm just gonna cut it down just a 1/4 inch on both sides so that there's a little bit of black border around it. I ended up putting in another paper behind it, but it was still quite enough size-wise. So I got this stamp pad or stamp set like 2 years ago. And I've only used it a couple times, but such a cute little like image set. I really like this. This is really cool for like kids' cards and things like that. And something like this, like treat bags. Here's a little tag punch and just punch that out. And I did it again with stamping with the paint. Again with the dimensionals. I'm gonna back it with the purple paper. And you know, again, I am not a purple person. But this particular project, this bag and design came out so cool. I really love it. So I'm going to tone down this green just a little bit, making it a little bit more lighter. And that way it goes with the green in the back with that paper. Some of that seam binding, soft touch to this project. String that through and make a little bow. And I'm surprised the bow came out as cute as it did because I have a hard time making tiny bows with seam binding. Especially if it's not the wrinkled kind. So here's where I put some of that purple in the background. It gave it a nice layer, so and a really cool color around the edges. It just helped it pop a lot more. So these are so easy to make. Oh my gosh, they were so cute. Such a tiny little project, but it just, you can do so much with this little bag. You can make a tiny mini to even put in there. So that might be something you may want to think about. I'm thinking about that. So it's just a perfect little size, I think. So here I'm just trying to think of something soft, to something else that's soft. That's why I added the skeleton leaves to it. And then the pearls. Of course, pearls always give a nice, elegant touch to stuff, right? Love the pearls. And these are the tiny little guys. I love these. Just gluing those down. Then I found this fabric. It looked like really like open hold cheesecloth, but it was fabric. It was really cool. I found it in black at Joann's like a year ago, and cut a piece off of it and use it here to kind of help with a little bit of the grunginess. Love that purple flower too. It matched perfectly. And it comes from the mixed pack of purple flowers, trellis flowers. Purple worked great with this. And then the brad tops it off. Oh my goodness. So pretty. It just pops really well with the black bag. And what I should have done here is adhere the side, the long side first, and then do this tucking thing here. I think it would have been a little easier. It's a little hard assembling at first, but once you got it in there, it's good to go. Super cute, super, super cute. And then I'm just gonna make a little handle with the same satin ribbon I've been using. I think this is the 1/4 inch. And I didn't make a knot on the ends here. I just did a little, I just glued it together, and then I made bows to kind of hide the little seam. But it worked out fine. I think it worked out great. Just love the colors, and I love the softness of the creams and the greens, and then the hit of the blacks and stuff there. Just perfect. So that's my project, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I thought it was really fun. These are pretty simple to make. If you have the die to make these, or even you can go and buy some little bags at Michael's or some sort of a party supply store. I also do have these cuts on my blog. So if you are interested, even if it's for Thanksgiving and not Halloween, you can still do something really cool. I'll have my Wild Orchid craft supply list over on my blog. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks so much for watching. Jules signing out of the Jewel Box for Wild Orchid Crafts. Bye, everyone.